8,
You're watching The
7,
Experience, Comic Culture, and
6,
Sales.
5,
Streaming live daily to
4,
Facebook, YouTube,
3,
Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
Boom! Thanks, everybody, for joining us again on this wonderful Thursday evening. Hope you guys had a fantastic Memorial Day weekend. We sure did, and we'll get to that in a bit. But tonight, we're having another actually art jam tonight. We have 3 special guest artists with us. Our featured guest canceled out, so unfortunate, but we'll be rescheduling him later this year. But for now, grab your drink, grab your desserts, and let's get this show rolling. We'll be right back after this short intro break. Welcome, everybody. Like I said, I hope you guys had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. We sure did, doing some shopping at Palm Springs. Stopped at our favorite restaurant there at Billy Reed's, had some good dessert. Saw the Marilyn Monroe Forever statue there, had dinner, and we were hanging out with our friend Fang Fang, who is not here tonight, but you'll see her next week. Tonight's special guest canceled out on us last minute, but that's okay. We've got 3 artists with us here tonight. And one you probably know, he hosted our show last week. He did a very good job. I watched that episode, and it was very, very well done like that. Welcome, Sean Lenahan.
Hello.
Sean, baby. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right.
That wasn't too much for you, was it?
No. I think I did start getting a little tired at the end, but
yeah.
It's just making sure everybody got a chance to talk, and it was pretty good, pretty easy. I think
there was
new artists.
There was some really good pieces too that were drawn last week, huh? Yeah. I liked what Cat Mouse had done. That dragon had a lot of detail, the scales too, and she popped it out really fast.
Yeah,
I was really impressed by that. Should have gone for a whole lot more, but oh well, she was happy to let it go at that price. It gives everybody a chance to get a piece of artwork at a really nice price. So what are you working on tonight?
So I got this, it's like a space rocket girl. She's on like a motorbike in space. Think of like Lobo, but cute. Right? A little cyberpunky.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where are you starting that out?
So this is going to start at 80. And then,
80?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then I have some other things I'm selling.
Okay.
So here we go. This one's like, I call it pretty and pink, but moody. I don't know. This is starting at 100. And then this one is starting at 200.
Oh, bringing out the babes tonight, huh?
Yeah, right. And then this one is an oil painting. This one's going to be 400.
Okay.
All right. And then the final one is Lady Hellbender. Right.
Ooh.
And it's a pencil one. And then this is 11 by 14 done in pencil, red pencil. Yeah. And that'll be, I think Annie said I need to sell this at 300. I don't pick the prices. All right. She picks the prices.
She picks the prices for you. Okay.
He's like, I go too cheap. I'm like, oh, okay.
If you can do us a favor and put that into the private chat so that way we can grab that easily.
I put that in there really early, so JD should have it.
All right. And then, then you said you're Space Girl.
Yep.
What was the starting price on that again?
80.
80. Okay. We got you down for 80 there. All right, now the next artist I want to bring out, this is her first time coming on to the show. We've known her for a few years now, and we're trying to see how we can fit her in, and we actually got her tonight. So you can say hello to Connie Huang.
Hello.
Okay. There you go. She's from Hyde Hermit Studios, and they do the cons. They sell a lot of merchandise, and you're going to be working on cable, is that it?
Yeah, so that's the plan tonight. I'm going to draw on the blank cover of it.
Fantastic.
It's gonna be basically a my style, very like bit cartoony of cable. Since lately,
Uh-huh.
my husband basically Dallas,
Yeah.
and I have watched X-Men '97.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's
Everybody's.
it's really good, even though
Yep.
I have not seen the original '90s. I remember watching it as a
Hmm.
kid, but it's like I'm vaguely remembering it. But
Yeah.
we're probably binge the series maybe later on to rewatch the old '90s version.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was a really good series that ran back then, and I haven't
Mhm.
started. I haven't watched the new one yet, so I'm like kind of like way behind on everybody. But hopefully, I can catch up soon. And what is your starting bid going to be on that, Connie?
40 since I'm
40. Okay.
yeah, since I'm drawing on a traditional
Okay.
comic book blank
All right.
variant.
Right. And the other guest that we have is also new to the show. This is Victor Medina. Hey,
Yeah.
Vic. How's- He's everybody here is from LA, so and Victor is probably
Oh,
the
wow.
closest to us than everybody else. He just lives on the mountain above us. What are you going to be working on today, Vic?
I'm going to be working on this Walking Dead sketch
Oh,
cover.
is that's it already? You
Yeah,
got
yeah.
that much
I've been
done?
working on it,
Okay.
but
And what's your starting bid on that going to be?
I was gonna do 50 for this one.
Ouch! Wow, I got to tell you, that's pretty cheap. I don't see that.
I don't. I like I told you guys before I came on the show. I don't do traditional too much. I'm all
Mhm.
digital, but I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna have to break out something traditional for the show. So
All right,
we'll see how
cool.
it
That's
goes.
good. Yeah.
Also
Well,
have
if
this
that's your
one.
traditional. I'm thinking you should probably do more traditional
Also
because
have this
that's
one
looking pretty
too.
sweet. What's that?
Also have this one too that if anybody
Okay.
wants.
And what are you asking for that?
This one I'm going 70.
Okay, $70. If anybody wants that Venom with the tongue right there, $70. Let's go ahead and clean that, and that is yours. And last but not least, the artist that is the bane of my life,
What?
Miss Mog Park, looking
Wow.
really sweet today.
Today I'm your bane.
Yes, you are.
Like Batman?
Anyways, what are you going to be working on today, Mog?
You misspoke, Joy. He actually
Love is
meant
the
it.
No.
He
name.
meant bane.
All right. So what are you working on?
I thought today would be the Alien Day, so I had the Predator ready, but I have to chuck that.
Okay.
And I want to do Wolverine because I
Alright,
saw the
Wolverine.
preview for the
Mhm.
Deadpool versus Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes,
And I
Deadpool
was so
versus
happy
Wolverine.
that the Wolverine is like depicted as the classic one, not the classic yellow and blue. It's like, oh, that was really nice. So yeah,
And what's your Wolverine going to be starting out at?
I'm gonna do 50.
50. She's lowballing it this time. But if you want to bid on any of these, go ahead and say so in the comments. Just put in your bid with the description of the piece, and that will get your bid in there. And then we do take increments of $5 for bids that follow after. And don't forget to hit that follow button, so that we can help us increase our followers and to bring you more content all week long, like Nick Barucci's original art show on Fridays at 7 p.m. And if you haven't already, you can type in the pound sign to get. Do we have any giveaways today? Nobody? Okay, hey.
Oh, not that. Not for
Okay,
me.
all right. All right. Let me see. I think I'll have some giveaways. But I'll have to pull them out of the box here, and I'll show what those are later on. But tonight's giveaway, if you want to get in on the action, is EXP Mel. Ha ha. Mel's lunch. Hey, speaking of lunch, today we were grocery shopping, and they were just like clearing out all the goodies, because they had a holiday this weekend, and they probably got stuck with more than they wanted. So I got some pumpkin pie.
What?
Oh,
I want pumpkin pie. What the heck?
I
How
love,
come
I
I don't
love
get
pumpkin
pumpkin
pie too.
pie?
Goes great with my decaf coffee.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's not all.
Pie.
Well, we'll get to that in a second here. All right, so it's kind of like a free for all tonight. Um, we just got back from Phoenix Fan Fusion, and that was a really,
Oh
really
yeah,
good
that's right.
show. McFarlane did show up there. This time, compared to the other shows that he appeared on earlier this year, they actually announced this one a couple of weeks before the show, so people had time to plan. And I think because of that, the show that helped the show to be a success because it was full, it was crowded there, and we did really well. So did everybody else. Everybody seemed to be pretty happy. We saw Norm Ratman was there. He was really happy. Wanted to hook up with him, but forgot to ask him out. So I'll have to make up for that next time. And who else did we see there? Oh, Eric Arriaga was there too. He was just a few tables down from us. And if you haven't heard, McFarlane was like coming down, and he was on the other side of the aisle. And Eric waved to him and said hi. And then when Todd looked at him, he said, "Eric!" He actually recognized him from all the Spawn drawings that he had posted up. And they got to talking, and he was actually working on a Spawn piece. And Todd told him, "Hey, when you're done with that, send it to me, and I'll put it in my book." So good
Wow,
for
that's
him.
cool.
Yeah, that's one way how to get to Todd. Yeah, so some pretty good experiences that were happening there. We saw a lot of our friends, that were like we normally do, and looking forward to the next con, which is going to be Heroes Con. That's coming up in a couple of weeks for us.
Yeah.
Hello, Kenneth, Mike. Thanks for coming on the show. Steve and Dad, good to see you too. Ilya, Bryce Smith is here. Thank you. I see you got the pound sign in there. David Moore, glad to have you there. Phil Eiling, good to see you too. I see your other half is here too, Connie.
Yep.
Give you support.
he's under hide.
Okay. Derek Neiman is here. Thank you for coming by again, Derek. Longtime supporter of the show. And okay, so the other thing is I am so far behind on shipping things out. Okay, but starting tomorrow, I will get caught up. That is my number one thing to work on tomorrow, is to pack all this stuff up that I have sitting close to me, and ship it out to all you guys. All right. So watch for it next week, because I'm planning to ship this out on Friday and Saturday. Okay, just to give you guys a heads up on that. All right. Oh yeah, Connie, you're coming with us to Heroes.
Yes, we are. My significant other, Dallas, as well. Hiker Mysterio is, including our little plush here too. He's going to be there as well.
Have you done that show before?
Heroes Con? Yes, I was there last year. It was my first time. It was our first time being there.
Uh-huh.
We had a lot of good time, mainly because they treated all the artists like rock stars.
Yeah. Like how? So give us an example of what they did.
Well, it's mainly focused for artists.
Mm-hmm.
So 80% of the exhibit halls is just nothing but artist alley tables. There's not like a lot of like big major corporate companies selling products to the attendees, like Funko Pops or Squishmallows and stuff. This is like very, very catered and very curated show that focuses on just artists in general. So, but last year it was kind of interesting though, because I was walking around networking with other fellow creators, including writers and artists. There was like a handful of empty tables. I was like very surprised about it. But this year now they have a wait list. So usually they have enough people filled up for the show this year. But what I really liked about is that on Sunday nights they hosted the Dead Dog Barbecue, which is a great way of Heroes Cons to thank the vendors for coming into their shows.
Wow. So was there a lot of food there?
Yeah, in the beginning, and then over time, like the barbecue items slowly disappeared, so they had to order pizza. So if you want to get the good stuff, you gotta be there early.
Right. Okay. So now they because since we're going to be there and I've been getting like the updates, there's going to be from what the promoter told me, there's going to be like 800 artists there. And that is freaking crazy wild. Okay. They expanded their floor a little bit last year, and they're completing that expansion this year to have that kind of a con, right? So, and it's a throwback to the old days. The guy that's been promoting it, that's been handling it, I forgot his name now. Sheldon Drum, right? He started back in the '82, and he's kept it to the way that, and that's the way how cons were before, right? You mainly just had guys selling comics, and then you had the artists, right? And the artists weren't that people were just going around getting their signatures, not really getting artwork done. So they would a lot of times they'd just be twiddling their thumbs there, even though guys would give them like stacks of books to sign. You know, the stacks weren't that quite as large as they are today. So he's kept it in that same format. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there and how that comes out. Hey, Vic, are you planning to do cons soon?
I've been talking to people about like the ins and outs of it because I've never done one.
Yeah.
Still feels kind of daunting to me. Also, having a little one now, like, feels a little bit harder to try to get to a show.
Right.
I might try to meet up with some friends at the Cincinnati convention that are having a table and just see how it all goes, how it goes about. Because I sat with Don Wynn
Yeah.
at WonderCon. We did a signing together because I had colored a piece for him, and seeing all that, I was like, yeah, I'm no way ready to get a table. Like seeing all the stuff that goes into it, I'm like, no, I need to learn a little bit more.
Yeah, it's
how to do
but when you think about it, though, I mean, if you can just have enough material to cover the cost of your table, and you do a local show, it's not going to cost you that much.
Yeah.
You can easily cover that cost. I mean, you sell a few pieces, like you're doing this Walking Dead for $50, right? And if you do, I think it should be more though. Okay, but you do a few pieces like that, that'll be the $400 or $500 you need to break even, right? That kind of gets you started. And even though if you don't make a lot of money doing the show, but what you gain is the experience of doing a show, getting the feel of what's that like, so that way that'll better prepare you for the future shows that you do.
The shows when I go, I usually walk around and try to find an editor to talk to or artists and stuff like that. Like WonderCon was great for me, like meeting people and talking to artists and whoever was there. And that was like the first show I've done in years. So
yeah, and that's an important thing to do.
Yeah.
Like at Comic Revolution, right? We didn't really have a table there, and that was the main purpose, was for us to just walk around and talk to people. You got to keep up the PR.
Yeah.
And sometimes an artist will get lost in that. They're so focused on just sitting behind their table and not getting away from the table, walking away from it, to do that PR, but it's a necessary part of the career path to establish those contacts for future projects and whatnot. It may not,
Yeah.
the stuff may not come right away, but
Mhm.
the more you get yourself known out there, the easier it will be later on. So yeah,
You're talking about me, right?
I'm talking about you, but you're not the only one that's like that. Other
Yeah.
people need to do that as well. So, but yeah, it is something that I constantly tell Mog to do as well, because she likes sitting behind her table and just working on commissions. And I go, you know what? It's better to let some of those commissions not finish before the con is over, because we still got to do this. You can't. The recipe requires both, and you got to do both. Can't just
Yeah.
do one.
How was Revolution for you guys?
Like I said, we at Revolution we weren't really there to sell.
Mhm.
We set up and we had like a third of a booth, right? So
Mhm.
and we weren't. I had set it up to be like an open booth, so people could just like walk in and talk to the artists that were there. And we didn't. It didn't give us the exposure that we needed to sell, and which I didn't want anyway, because I just wanted to do the PR work, right? Because it does get kind of tough when you're doing these other shows and you don't have that chance to like walk around. We will walk around, but it's not leisurely. So I wanted this to be more leisure.
Mhm.
That way we can just like stop and talk to whoever we wanted and not worry too much about the time.
Yeah, I was there, and I went to. I thought there was gonna be more companies there because it seemed like that's how it was advertised,
Mhm.
like Aspen and things like that. And I was like, I didn't see them there, so I ended up talking with like a lot of artists, just putting a
Yeah.
face to the names,
Right.
which is
Yeah. And
cool.
there was a lot there.
Yeah,
Um, let's see. But there's also a lot that wasn't there, which is one of the things that we ask about all the time. Is like there are some big names that have been applying to get in for Revolution, but somehow they're not able to. So
really.
yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna say who, but that's just what's been placed in my ear from the people that have been denied. So, but not really sure. Yeah, because even for us, when I apply for Revolution, we don't get in all the time. It's like the last time they accepted us was in 2021.
Oh wow.
So, so we're able to get in through the back door, and that's one reason why I decided, we're not going to really sell at this show. We're just going to, use it for PR. And it is like that from con to con. You don't know whether you're going to get in or not, or how they might feel about you. Like we had a hard time getting into Reed Pop, but things have kind of changed, so now it's a little bit easier for us. So we can get into Emerald City, C2E2, and hopefully we can get into New York City Comic Con this year as well. But there's a lot of shows, a lot of options, so I don't really worry too much about it. Let's see. Kenneth says, "Thank you for the put decline for everybody who's here tonight. Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you, Kenneth." Yogi is saying, "Mel is leisurely." I try to be. Yeah, and Yogi's right. You would do fine with people, JD. You do know how to. You do have the gift of gab. Yeah. So, how about you, Sean? What is your attitude with the cons? Because you're fairly new to the con scene too, mainly doing local shows, right? We've seen you at LA Comic
Yeah,
Con and WonderCon, the two
yeah,
bigger cons of the LA scene outside of San Diego.
yeah. So for Comic Con Revolution, we stopped doing it because there was times that we were just standing around and there's like empty tables and just nobody around. They also hold Anime Chibi there, So this year was the second time they did Anime Chibi.
Mhm.
It was either this year or last year. Either way. So we did the first Chibi and we killed it. The second Chibi, it sucked because they were like, I literally heard people like, well, we'll get it at the next con, because there was literally another anime con or Comic Con like in 2 weeks later. So the thing I'm starting to notice is that Southern California, especially around the OC and LA area, is sort of super saturated, right? And you start
Yeah.
seeing the same people, right? And it starts to just be like, we have to be picky. And Annie, she's like she doesn't like to mess around, so she's like, yeah, we're not doing this one again, unless it gets crazy or it's after another thing like COVID. So, but we recently got into Anime New York, so we're going to be doing that this year.
Wow.
But on the other side of that, I did fantastic at San Diego Comic Con last year, but we didn't get in this year. And I'm like, I thought it was a shoe-in, but I guess not. So yeah, like the con biz is sort of like find what works and then keep on trying new stuff, and keep on, trying to expand your market and
Yep.
see, you know, who likes it and who doesn't. I really liked when we did C2E2. We did C2E2 not this year, but the year before. We
Mhm.
didn't get in this year, which I was like, we killed it last time we were there. But I think it's just like they have to cycle through so many people. So maybe they're like, not this year, but next year. Um, but but yeah, it's just I'm starting to look at more what cons can I go to that I know that we'll be banking on, and if we can be close by, let's try to do that too. I wish there was more in San Diego, to be honest. I know there was some comic comic fest I went to a long time ago. I didn't table there, but I went there a long time ago. But it was sort of sad. But yeah, I'd like to see if there's be more down south in San Diego. But other than that, but that's how we sort of just look at it. Like, what can we go to? But networking is always fun. Seeing friends is always fun, and just always be open, always have business cards, and always be like, ready to talk to anybody and everybody, because you never know. You never know who you're talking to that could actually help you later on in life, right?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, and you have to look at like what is the nature of the con. So Dallas is saying Level Expo in Vegas is real good, but I don't think that's a con good for us artists. So tell me if I'm right or wrong on that.
Well,
Um,
because I vended there, so we did talk to another fellow artist because you probably know Don Ho, right?
yeah. Uh-huh.
So he was asking us how is Level Up Expo, and it's only primarily good if you're a merch artist, if you're selling
Exactly.
like goods. When
Mhm.
it comes to commissions, for us, we didn't get any. Um, that's for sure. Have seen some comic book people there. Like I saw the UN twins are over there. I was really surprised they were there. And there was a few comic book people, but based on their conversations, comics are not like their main primary market.
Right.
It's
Yes.
because Level Up Expo is mainly an anime and video game show.
Yeah, it's mainly when I saw the promotions for it, it was like an anime merchandise show. And there's a lot of shows out there that take advantage of the name. They have Comic Con attached to them, but that a lot of times um, they don't really have too much to do with comics, right? So I was talking to Jen King, who's one of the people here on the Experience who has several shows. She's out in Houston, and one of the big shows out there is Comic Palooza, and a lot of people kept telling me that it's a good show. But then when I talked to Jen, she tells me the year before there was only one comic artist there and one dealer selling comics. And she's telling me I don't think it's a good show for comics. She vends there, and she says it's even not even good for her. So yeah, you gotta be careful of that. There's a couple of shows too in Superhero Con out in San Antonio, right? Again, it doesn't feature too many comics dealers or artists, but yet they're centered around comics to make you believe that's what it's about. But no, for them, it's about the celebrities and a little more cosplaying. So yeah, so those are things to consider. Anyway, it's 7:34. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back and continue this conversation.
Twitch, it's not just what happens when you have too many energy drinks anymore. Check out our content over there too. Programming on the EXP is made possible by viewers like you, or your local comic shop, or that Kickstarter you backed, or the publisher you like, or comic industry professionals who want to share a message with the world. Really, anyone who wants to advertise with us can. If you're interested in seeing a product you know and love, or are creating, or are publishing, or are involved with, advertised here on The Experience, and having your message shared with our viewers, please reach out by scanning the QR code below or visiting our website and using the contact form.
Yeah, hello, welcome back, everybody. Don't forget to hit that follow button, and help us increase our followers so that we can give out more wonderful prizes to you guys. And if you want to get in on the free giveaways tonight, which will be a surprise, put in # EXP Mel, because I'm going to be giving them away. And we want to welcome June. Is that the way how we pronounce your
Yeah,
name?
that is correct. June.
Okay.
I go by June.
Fantastic. I'm glad. Thank you for joining us.
Sorry
June
for
is
social-
another new
Sorry
artist
for being so
that is
late,
joining us for
everybody.
the first time.
Yeah, first time. I'm really enjoying the building community. I do this in Long Beach, and I just love to be part of different communities. So thanks to everybody for letting me be part of this.
Yeah, sure. We're happy to have you. And what are you drawing tonight, June?
I will be drawing Venom.
Oh, Venom. And what's your starting bid on this guy?
I'm sorry?
What would you like the starting bid to be on this?
Oh, let's start with $50 if that's okay.
Yep, that is perfectly fine. 50 on that. And before we go to the next commercial break, we'll go around and check up on what everybody has on the board. Let me get to some of the comments on here, because there's been a lot. And Kenneth, we'll put up the magic form later on this evening, because that isn't good until we have somebody that has actually won or claimed something. Okay, so if we post it on there, it won't. Nobody will be signing on. Let's see. Hi, Donna says Heroes Con is going to be amazing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hi, Lorena. Glad to see you here. Thanks for coming on by. Yep, and yep, we do call him JD. Thanks.
I agree with Derek. Sean, you did a fantastic job.
Oh, thank you very much.
I forgot that maybe you never really mentioned it, or I forgot that you said you used to be
Yeah.
radio.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
used
thanks,
to do
and thanks,
radio.
Derek,
Yeah.
for that piece on Wolverine and Kratos. It's actually not finished yet.
Oh yeah.
There's still quite a bit of. It looks finished, but it's not. There's the client wanted to see a little more stuff on there, so but it is getting close. But we had to put it on hold for now while we take care of some other things. Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah,
Sean, you did a fantastic job. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you. It was fun.
Yeah.
You were so natural. Like how did you get the radio job? Like, did they train you to just start talking? And I'm wondering also, how long was the duration you had to be on the radio? Nonstop.
So when we moved to Japan when I was in the military, right, it was for a 2 year it was a 2 year tour, right? So when we're in Japan, or when any military forces like that is overseas, they usually have that base or command usually has like radio and television for the the military families that live around the area because they're American, and it helps them keep in touch with what's going on in the States, and also weather. Believe it or not, because they're like, I don't know what they're saying on the Weather Channel in Japan. So we would deliver the weather, we would deliver any type of information and news, and then I would play all types of things. Like I remember Kesha had a song called Blow, so I'd be like, this is Kesha with the song Blow, show us how, and then I'd push play. Right?
That's a great shot.
That's
That's
like
awesome.
1575 Thunder Radio. This is Sean Linehan, and that just like that, right? I would sort of use that comical voice, right? And the whole time I was there, they wanted me to have like a radio handle, like they're like, how about the Irishman Sean, or Lenny the Shamrock, and I'm like, how about just Petty Officer Sean Linehan, because that's who I am, and I don't want to be some cliche thing that's almost borderline racist. All right, so but yeah, I did that for like 2 years. Towards the end, though, I landed up being manager, and I had to like make sure everybody did their job right. And we also did video and journalism and things like that. So yeah,
That's
now
cool.
you know.
Did you train for that? Like, why did they choose you to do it?
Well, anybody who's there has to do it. I think when I was there, we had maybe around 8 sailors that were MCs, my rate, and then the other ones were all support, as in like technical support. So we had like radio man and things like that would work on just making sure everything worked technically. But yeah, I had to work the board. I had to, set up my thing and everything. I had to get in there at like 4:30 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
So because we get in, this is when Letterman was still on. We would download Letterman, like his top 10, and then we download any other news, and I would have to prep all that early in the morning, right? And then while that was prepping, I would start playing things. And I remember I would get there, and we weren't on until like maybe 5, and I'd be like, guys, it's really, really early in the morning, but you don't have to rush. Yeah, you don't have to rush. Just take it easy. Take it easy. Work's gonna be there. Let's just play something. And I play Riders on the Storm, the long one by the Doors, right? Because there's like a lot of rain sounds. It's very like ASMR from back in the day. Oh, dude, those were the days. Those were the days. But yeah, that's what I did in Japan. It was fun. Now
So-
in hindsight.
So naturally, you found like yourself, oh, actually, I'm pretty good at this, and you kind of enjoyed it. So the duration is like from, you said early morning till like what, like noon, or just
Well,
like
I would do about like maybe 6 hours sometimes.
6 hours of talking?
Well, no, not talking the whole time. I played
Yeah.
a bunch of music, and then between there, like you, you just learn to wrestle with it. Around 8 o'clock, I would have like one or two people come in, and we had young guys or young gals that were in the local schools nearby, right? That wanted to train in radio, so we would show them how to do that, and we would ask them questions, and then we had people that would talk about, or we'd come in and talk about like local events for the military, and we had all types of things always going on for military because we're like we don't want them to be bored. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
trips and things like that.
And they wanted to make sure that you guys like stayed out of trouble too.
Yeah.
So they
What
put a
What about
lot
your
of
job? Did you have
activities.
a job there? You're just doing radio. That was it. There was no 9 to 5.
That was the 9 to 5, bro. Because
Wow.
when you weren't doing that, you were like, you were either training or like working out because we had to do physical training tests like every like
Yeah.
6 months, or I also did video, right? So there'd be times where it's like, yo, you did your radio show, but we now need an extra hand on video. So, later on tomorrow or tonight, whatever, there's going to be some type of, dude, I would cover all types of things. There'd be like, a father and daughter dance for the military, or, the commander's wife is meeting with the local Japanese commander's wife, and there's like a wives club and they're all going bowling. You're going to cover that. And I'd be like, why? But whatever.
Mhm.
Right. So just stories on things like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can still find a lot of my old stuff.
Yeah, what
Or
about like didn't they
AFN's
have bowling
Passimo.
tournament? They had bowling tournaments out there, right?
Yeah.
And then they would have did they have what because like in the Philippines we had like weightlifting competition. Did you guys have that out there?
I don't think we ever had weightlifting ones, but
And there
we
was
would
a
do it.
special
I mean, like if we would have like the local community can come onto the base, right? And then we would have 4th of July where like all these reject bands or one-hit wonder bands would do a USO tour, and then they would come out and play outside, and just jam and stuff, and we'd have.
Did you
we'd
guys
do
have
fireworks.
did you guys have Rockabilly Night? Because I know that's big in Japan.
No, I didn't do Rockabilly Night. I mean, like, it was weird because there's so much stuff to do with the Japanese, but then there's like a bridging of a gap that's
Yeah.
there. It was sort of
Yeah.
weird. I could talk about this all night long, by the way. But yeah, there was a time where I think it was shortly after we left that I found out like something happened in Okinawa, right? Where some Marines did something to a local Japanese girl, and
I know that story.
Yeah,
That was big news.
Yeah,
That thing went worldwide.
yeah. So what happened with that was our response as Americans, as American military in Japan, were like, well, we're going to put a curfew on all military and their families
Yeah.
at 8 p.m., right?
Mhm.
Which sounds like the right thing to do, but it sucked for the locals because they're like, our businesses depend, especially like the bars and clubs and things like that on the weekend, all depend on the military.
Oh yeah.
Right? And they're like, we're going to have to shut down if they keep this going. Right.
There were-
So
there
it's sort
were-
of like,
there were bars that made their living off the military guys, and that was their sole source of income was from the military.
yeah. Those bars are awesome, by the way.
Yeah, but they're very friendly, of course.
Oh yeah.
You know.
So
I never met a mean person in Japan.
weren't you married back then?
Yeah, we had just gotten married and then we moved to Japan. So it was sort of like, here we go, adventure time.
So when you went to the bars, you always had to take your wife with you?
Well, it depended, like there was times where my command was like, we're going on a all boys night type thing or all command only type of thing as morale, right?
Yep.
But you'd come home from the bars in Japan, right? And I didn't live that far away, so we were able to walk from the Ginza. Ginza's like a mall, right?
Yeah.
And there'd be businessmen like left and right, just wasted out of their minds, coming back from the bars too. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. And like the cool thing to do, because they sort of separated us in Sasebo. There was what they called Sailor Town, which is where that's all the sailor bars. And then there was like Japantown, literally called Japantown, and that's where all if you go in there and you're white, they usually go like no gaijin, right? Like no
Yeah.
foreigners. But every once in a while they'll let you in. They're like, okay, we'll fulfill your little curiosity, and it's never anything bad really. Like you just go over there, you try to have a good time, and be a good person and
Yeah.
be respectful. That's what I just learned, like. But dude, so
'Cause
much fun.
I remember the most common fights, like as an Asian couple there, is you're always wasted and you come home late, and the wife is very unhappy about that.
Well, yeah, that's any couple in any relationship, I would say.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's around the world.
I thought America is cool like that, but
No. I've gotten those calls in America.
Okay.
Trust me. When are you coming home? I don't know. The guys want to hang out. I haven't seen them in 20 years. Like whatever.
Yeah, but sometimes like in especially Asia, like the culture is the boss always for morale. They say we're gonna go out and drink.
Yeah, if you don't,
Almost like
it's sort of like
mandatory.
yeah, if
and
you
have
don't,
to go.
yeah, it's sort of like people rag you about it, right?
Yeah, that you're not being social. You're kind of not being a team player. So
Because they want to get to know you. They want to know if you're a good person to be with, to do business with, or to associate with.
Yeah.
It's the same thing here as well. It's part of the PR is going out and just hanging out. You're not talking business or anything, but you're kind of getting to know each other and getting a feel of each other. If that's somebody you want to do business with. So same thing, man. That's why I say it's important to do those dinners and whatever's after the show.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's very important. They want to know if you can hold your booze. Because that is a true accountability of a man.
I mean, I remember, I think you guys are going to do it this year again, that you want to go to that boot place in Denver.
Yeah, Das Boot.
But I remember you guys
I don't know if we're going to go
chair.
there again, because we've been talking, and Martin and Anthony, they want to try something different. And we've got more people this time. Our crew, which is there's about 8 of us, and then there's them. And there's just other groups that are coming in that we're getting to know. So I don't know how this is going to pan out. We'll see.
I'm going to try to get the reservation for Casa Bonita, but we'll see, because they only max about 10 people going.
At the Casa.
Yeah, you guys want to go do that, right?
Yeah, because I managed to win the lottery for the reservation, but I'm trying to wait for the opening in July. But yeah, they only have we only allow 10 people per reservation. I was like, well, we'll see if who wants to go or not.
Yeah, Mog and I are out on that one, but
the Casa Bonita, isn't that from South Park?
Yes, it is.
Casa Bonita. Casa Bonita.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why they made it, right?
They did? That's cool.
Yeah, the owners, I think, are Trey Park and what's his face?
Matt Stone.
Yeah, Stone Matt. Stoner Matt, yeah. Class on Casa Bonita.
and then we're trying to plan that. We're still trying to finalize everything, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do it now, because we wanted to drive out to Denver in a van with there's about six of us, including Connie, and thought it was going to be feasible, but right now it doesn't. At least for us, it doesn't look like it's going to be that much of an advantage. But I'm still working it and trying to see what all the other options that can be available to try and pull that off.
Yeah,
it was really cool to do a what do you call that? A drive
Yeah, because at this point, for me in Dallas, that we can't fly at this point because it's around the cutoff time for have a good Southwest, or actually more of like plane tickets to get to Denver for the two of us.
Yeah, but I just checked. It's $263 for a round trip.
That's a little bit pricey for us though, because because we're going back in Denver again for another convention in
Uh-huh.
August, and we got it down to like $450 for like two people.
So that'd be like $225. That's a difference of about
Yeah,
$40-50.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's what the I think the van right now, not counting the additional drivers on there, that was looking at about two.
I think we can talk
40
about the
something.
private business.
Yeah,
like,
this
sort of
is private. This is more
Yeah.
privately stuff. That's
This
why I'm
is-
Sorry,
like,
guys.
You guys are
Yeah.
really
I get carried away when you talk
like,
numbers.
I'm sorry, like very boring. Putting me to sleep.
All right,
like,
JD.
this, I know this is like your joy, like you get ecstasy out of this, but let's say
Not really. I don't get like ecstasy out of it. It doesn't like turn me on or anything. It's just that's just
Wait a
like
minute,
stuff
what?
that just causes my gears to turn in my head that I'm constantly like looking at.
I know it's like your specialty, but let's save that for later. Anyway, June, did we ever meet in person?
I don't believe so. Have you been to the Ink and Drink?
No, we
Oh, you're
haven't
from
yet.
Ink and Drink. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. He's from Ink and Drink.
He's
You're
from
welcome.
Sean's crew.
Yeah, I'm a friend of Sean's. He's part of our community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sean's crew will be back on in 2 weeks. Sean will be hosting the show again
Yeah.
while we're in Heroes.
I want to be at Sean's show.
Sean's show?
I know we're waiting to get invited.
JD, can I bring my own music?
It's like so funny. Like you're so good. It just, I don't know. You just keep talking and so eloquent. I felt like, is this the same person? Do I know him?
Well,
that's because he wasn't drawing, so he didn't have to
wasn't
focus.
drawing? Okay, I really listen.
No. But I also looked out because your husband provided me a guide, right? And then I went through and filled out the guide properly for
Yeah,
me
you were good.
Yeah,
to
that
my
would
own
fit well for
pacing
you. Right,
to
right,
keep
exactly.
me going, right?
Yeah,
So
you were
that helps a
good.
lot, right?
I mean, I think you got a fan like Derek Neiman. He was like, dude, Sean like was so good. Like, I think in the beginning of the show he said that, and I agree with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the show, they're all cursing.
It's almost like your voice goes
wanted
either, I don't know how to describe it. It goes higher or lower. I don't know what. Like your pitch or tone kind of shifts just a bit, and then you go. It's like, wow. It's like, what is this person like? Wow.
He's
Master,
pro.
teach me.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's go around the room and take a look at what everybody has on their art board, starting with Mog. We've kind of seen it already, but let's
Oh, geez,
get a
thanks.
better look on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Wolverine there.
Chiseling
Okay.
it out. Like I'm trying to put him like in a snowy.
Did you print that out?
No, I just drew it. Like I just started on the show. I just drew everything.
Looks great.
Okay. So now you're just
So
going
cool.
over it?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like putting colors and shapes, and I'm just chiseling the details out now.
All right. Okay.
That looks cool.
And that Wolverine is looking for an opening bid of 50.
Mhm.
So if you want to place a bid on that, go ahead and put that in the comments. And let's now go to Connie, who is working on cable. She's looking at for a opening bid of $40 on that. Let us take a look at that, Connie, if you could move your hand there a bit. Boom, look at that. Okay.
Oh,
This is in her
Yeah,
cute
adorable.
style there. Okay.
That's cool.
Chibi cable. Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right, now let's go to Vic, who is working on the Walking Dead. If you can pull up Vic. There you go.
Wow.
Great.
There you go. Looking for an opening bid of $50 on that.
Oh my
you
god.
You guys are lagging by not bidding on
That
that.
should be like 100 at least starting price.
Yeah, look at all the work that's in there. Okay.
Yeah.
And now let's take a look at the Venom from June.
Go, June, go.
Wow. He's working that sucker there. Right, looking for an opening bid of 50 as well on that. All right, so you guys have that. Place your bid in the comments, and we'll be right back after this short commercial break.
What do you call the place on Spider-Man's wrists where the webs come out? His website. I hate myself for writing that joke, but you'd make me feel so much better if you just visited our website. We have links to our merch, new release lists, all the show info, and so much more. TheEXPLive.com.
Live from New York. What? Oh, sorry. Live from Cleveland? It's Friday night? It's Friday Night Live! With Nancy McCann. And Ricky. And sometimes Carlos. And featuring boxes and boxes of rare comics. Unique collectibles. Lots of smiles and conversations with new friends. Friday Night Live with Comics Unlimited. Friday night from 9 to 11 on The Experience. You love comic books. You collect comic books. But even if you own a rare, expensive issue, it's still a copy. How would you like to own a piece of comic book history? The actual art pages the comics were made from? Oh no, you say. That's too expensive. Regular people can't afford that stuff. Can they? Nick Ferrucci says yes. Join the founder of Dynamite Entertainment for the original art experience on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. Incredible art at almost unbelievable prices. Does he have some high-dollar pieces for the high rollers? Sure, but Nick always makes sure to find amazing pieces priced for the fledgling collector. You can collect original comic art. The original art experience. Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Part of the experience.
All right, pound sign the EXP Mel. Get that into the comments to qualify for the free giveaways tonight that I'm going to be pulling out of my stash here. And I haven't decided what that's going to be yet, but I'll take a look at that at the next commercial break. And don't forget to hit that follow button. Help us increase our followers so we can continue to bring you important comic content like Nick Ferrucci's original art show. Okay. All right. And we have no bids so far, which is kind of a bit surprising since we usually do. But I don't know if you guys are just like holding your guns close to your pockets and getting ready to pull it out at sometime closer. Cannon's Birth writes, I like to graduate the winner of this giveaway, whoever puts the pound again. Good luck, everyone. Thank you, Kenneth, for that. All right. So, let's see, what were we talking about? Where did we leave off again? I forgot.
Politics and religion.
You don't know what to talk about. That's the first thing you go to. Oh,
That's the last thing I go to.
Never talk
about that can get fierce.
Galactus. God.
But don't you think,
delicious big? And I just finished eating an apple strudel to go along to follow up on that pumpkin pie.
Can you feed me, please?
Why
do you Oh,
You have
this
the same access to the fridge as I do. What's stopping you?
I'm upstairs in the farthest place of the house.
Yeah, there's a reason why I'm close to the kitchen.
Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, but then Mog has there's like she has a studio upstairs, okay? And then there's a room that she likes to work out of, and then there's the kitchen and the living. Yeah, and then there's the garage. Mog does not have like one area that she just stays in and works out of. She's where she decides is just as moody as she can be.
She gets to roam.
She roams.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
nice.
She roams like a cat.
Yeah.
The freedom, the power.
Yeah. At one time, when we first moved in here, she started out by drawing in the room that we're in the master bedroom. And I wasn't sure how that was going to work out. So I'm kind of glad that she did get out because that's just too much stuff happening in one room. We had, you got to spread it out a bit. But
art happens where art happens, though. Like what if she?
How are you guys set up? Do you guys have like an area at your place, or do you guys just work in the living room, kitchen?
I have two offices. Like this is my office away from Dows's place. That's like the only time we could stream like 2 different times if we're on our own rooms or 2 different locations. But unfortunately, like Dows's office is filled with our merchandise, so it's just filled with nothing but stuff at this time. So unfortunately, like I wish he could join us at the EXP, but he doesn't have like the space nor the equipment to able to live stream his traditional work. He's mostly a digital artist, but he does do traditional once in a while if I give him some papers and markers.
Yeah, it's kind of like me. I'm not really an artist, but sometimes I get a hankering and then I start drawing. But I just use pencils, so I don't really need much. A sketchbook and a pencil, and then that's good enough to get me going.
Oh, recently Mel at the con, someone bought his artwork for over $100, I think.
Nice.
And I was very happy for him. He was very happy.
She was, but at first in the beginning, she was laughing at me like, that's not going to sell.
I love when that happens. I love when that happens.
I was like, what is this? Kindergarten? Are you serious?
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but I had to get going. I have a newborn baby right now that I have to deal with. But thank you so much for letting me be part of this. I'll get back to you guys soon.
All right, no problem.
Yeah.
I know how that is. You take care, buddy.
All right.
Cheers, man.
Of course.
Yeah. You too, Vic. You have a baby as well, right?
Well, she's 2, but she's the terrible 2s for like 2 years now. So,
what horror does she do now, Vic?
no.
Do you have any horror stories to talk about of terrible 2s?
No, she's. So I wanted a girl. That was my whole thing. It was like, we have a kid. I want a girl. We got it, and I was hoping for a little bit of a tomboy, just so you could do the dad things of playing baseball or whatever.
Yeah.
She is all dress up, all paint nails, all, makeup and everything at 2 years old. That is all she's about. So if I pull out markers, she's like, "Oh, you're gonna paint my nails? Is that what that's for?" So, yeah, that's all day, and then she starts crying if she doesn't get it.
Any plans for more?
No, I'm too old for that.
Nope.
No, definitely not.
It's funny how. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was like, she was a surprise when we were getting up there in age. We didn't think it was going to happen, and then all of a sudden, she surprised us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of like me too. We were this was with my first wife. We were trying for like a long time, and then it happened. It caught us by a surprise. And I had two. I was the same like you. I wanted a girl. For the longest time, I wanted a girl. In my early 20s, when I was thinking about, eventually I was going to get married, I wanted a girl. Okay, but then on the day of the delivery, I changed my mind. I still don't understand why. It just kind of just played on me. I said, "Oh, maybe a boy's better," and I ended up getting a boy, and I was really happy. And it turned out really well. But yeah.
Well, I have a son, so that was from my first marriage.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why
There
I
you
was
go.
like, okay, girl would be great. We get one of each.
Yeah, but now that I've heard about raising girls, I'm so glad I didn't.
Yeah. All of that is true too.
Yeah. They cost more, I think.
That's not the problem.
Yeah.
That is not the problem.
It's so funny how we don't really get what we want when it comes to attributes in our children. Because you remind me of an old coworker I had, and she's very beautiful and she's very feminine
Well, thank you.
and everything like Venetian, right? But when she had a daughter, she even named the daughter in Arabic. It translates to beauty, right? She's so paranoid that her daughter is going to be a tomboy. She does everything to ensure she's not a tomboy. And when I first saw the girl, she was getting into 8 or 9 years old. She can't help it. She wants to be a tomboy. She's not interested. So yeah, she really that lady really had a bias against tomboy. Like very boyish ladies, boyish women, girls.
Yeah.
She wanted to be as feminine and feminine as possible. But it's funny how she got something totally opposite naturally. And sometimes it felt bad because she would discipline and go so harsh on the girl just for having a bit of mannerism sometimes. Like she's watching her like a hawk. And I'm thinking, dude, just let her be.
That's how you push them away.
What?
Yeah,
That's
seriously.
how you push them away.
Yeah.
You gotta let them just be free,
But here's the thing. You see, she told me why. The coworker, when she was kind of like a young lady, she actually was sexually something happened, abused by a lesbian.
Oh.
A very, very manly lady. So she got trauma from it. So she doesn't want that in her children.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why.
People always have this weird suspicion that what happened to them is going to happen to.
What?
People always have this weird suspicion when it comes to their kids, like what happened to me is going to happen to my kid. And I'm like, no, it's a totally different life, totally different timeline. Like,
yeah. But I felt bad for her, for both of them, because they're both really cool people as their own. Yeah.
Oh well, but I mean, like the conditions that we have today is different from back then. Our concerns today are different from the concerns back then. Not some have stayed, but we've kind of changed. Yeah.
Oh, just the difference between my son. Well, my son's 27, and then my little girl's 2. So I waited a little bit for another one. So between them, it's totally different now. Like it's new sets of concerns, just new rules too. Like stuff you can't do when you getting a car seat or stuff like that now. It's so different than when he was little that it's crazy. You go in going like, oh well, like I did this, so you can't do that no more. That's
Yeah.
illegal now. What? I can't strap him down with duct tape no more.
Duct
Did
tape.
you do that?
It's illegal in this country. What country is it not
Yeah,
illegal?
yeah. It's illegal in this country.
We'll move it. It's cheaper there anyways. Let's go.
We're moving out of the United States so I could give you more discipline.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. But
Make it-
yeah, JD, I agree with you. You're right about that. I think now that I look back at it, I think it is her. So yeah, that's a kind of an issue that she has to deal with.
Furiosa?
So Vic, did you
Yes.
have like a sister, like a tomboy sister or something that you yearn for, like a tomboy?
No. I just really enjoyed like being able to play sports. When my son was growing up, I was either his coach or manager, and then I was also a vice president for the little league he was in. So I was always
Trying to be
following
active.
him and being active with him and
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And you know, I played baseball and all the sports he had done, so it was pretty easy for me to teach him, you know, how to catch, how to throw, things like that, as opposed to
Yeah.
the little one. You know, what she wants to learn how to do, I don't know as much.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yet. That's why YouTube's here.
Yeah, it's like when my son was growing up and he was trying to play like the games and stuff, you know, the PC games and whatnot, and that's just not my thing, or not for a long time anyway.
Yeah.
And he's asking me, I can't do this, Dad. I can't do this, Dad. And I said, no, you know what? You never give up. You keep trying. Eventually, you'll get it. So, and he did. So it's a good lesson to learn that way. But the thing that I found was kind of hard is that I couldn't be there at that particular time to really assist him in that, you know. But it still works out because there's a lot of things that I was still able to do with him that we had a lot of fun of doing, things that I was more proficient at.
Yeah, my son was fantastic at sports, and then when it came to artwork, he could not do it at all. Like I tried to teach him, and like this is how you do this, or this is how you do that, and he just couldn't get it, and then he just lost interest in it.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this one she'll pick up on the artwork, and I'll be able to teach her a little bit.
Yeah, and get the family business going.
Yeah, exactly. Or she'll be really good at it.
Still trying to get Mog going.
Or she'll be really good at it, and I have to tell her, like, you know, you're not very good. You should give that up because I don't want competition.
Dad.
No.
Anyway, we like Mel wanted to watch Furiosa, Mad Max, and I kept saying no, I don't want it, you know. But he convinced me, and we watched it 2 days ago.
Thoughts?
Yeah. Did you guys watch it? Anyone?
Yeah,
No, I haven't seen it.
I did.
Okay.
What do you think, Sean?
To quote, like I did last time, Hideo Kojima, George Miller is my god. No, like when I watched it, I was just like, yeah, this is just as good as, to me, I think it was just as good as Fury Road. Right?
Okay.
Some people thought this was not as good as Fury Road, and I was like, you should be quiet. But I thought the cinematography was fantastic. The action was great. Just the characters all around were just really well done. I didn't have really any complaints about it. You know, we've been sort of in this drought of good movies lately, or, you know, movies with agendas. And I'm just like, I don't want any agenda. I just want something that really enthralls me and wraps me into this world and keeps me entertained and does all that. And that's what he does. George Miller just like knocks it out of the park. And he's close to like 80, right? Like he's so old, but he's killing it. He's making all these young directors look like punks. And I'm just like, You keep it going, bro. I believe
Yeah.
in you.
Yeah.
Huh. It was entertaining. But all I could think about was, wow. So this is the same guy who did Fury, right?
Yeah, a Fury
Okay.
Road. Fury
Right.
Road. Mad Max, the
Right.
one before.
Because when I
But
watched that and I watched this one, I was
yeah.
like, wow, this guy, he really likes like model girls, like long legs that I think it was huge back in the 90s, right? 80s, 90s, that long, skinny arms, skinny long legs. Just that, and also natural beauty, like really just natural. Nobody really had like a huge asset on them. They were
Yeah.
just like thin,
Well,
you know?
I'm gonna sort of debate that a little because he's also done 3,000 Years of Longing with
I have to watch
Idris
that still.
Idris Elba and Tilda Swinton, and Tilda Swinton's the lead, right?
Hmm.
And there's one other girl in
She's
there that's
ugly.
sort of like, semi-attractive, and then there's large women, very large women, but
Okay.
but I think he's just a really good storyteller, and he's like, well, what does this story need? And he brings that,
No, that it's
right?
just that the aesthetics that he has kind of reminds me of Luc Besson,
Yeah.
right? Because Luc Besson also uses like girls that are like I think the word is statuesque, tall model, statuesque,
Yeah.
natural looking beauties, and it had that stylishness about it, like the stylish kind of allure of
Yeah.
the overall visual impact. Kind of reminds me of that, but George Miller I think pushed it a bit more, and yeah, I really liked the visual cues. Like hardly there's much dialogue in the Furiosa.
She had 30 lines.
Oh yeah.
Anya Taylor-Joy, she only had 30 lines of dialogue.
Well, I didn't know you researched that. That's hardcore, dude. Respect.
No, I just saw an article. I didn't research it,
Okay.
but I thought that was fascinating because I'm like, that just means it's going to be eye candy like the majority of the time. But still, it was a great story. So it's like, there you go. I'm
Yeah.
all about it. I'm
And
sorry.
almost like how they put a little bit of a romance, and
Yeah.
it's not like the typical romance that you see now, where the romance is like now you have to do the deed kind of on the screen.
hmm
But there was hardly any kiss and anything like that. I was like, thank God, and it still conveyed the emotion. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is great. You don't need all that skinship to.
JD is saying you didn't read all the themes of sexual and gender politics in both Fury Road and Furiosa. There was definitely a message in there.
I didn't read into that at all.
I
mean,
actually did. That was the reason why I didn't want to watch it. But I'm not going to get into this. So
I mean, this is the same guy that did Happy Feet, so I was like, it can't be that big of a deal.
I don't know. I think they should have developed that relationship more, because I didn't really feel like it was really there, and that seemed to be a big part of it, but it didn't hold for me.
yeah.
And I think through if that's the main thing that kind of like I wasn't pleased about with the film. The story was pretty straightforward. There wasn't too many things going on to keep me guessing or anything.
Yeah.
Overall, I did enjoy it, because like what Sean said, I haven't seen anything that really wants to pull me into the theater to watch. This one did. Plus, it was $6 Tuesday.
That's when you go see the movies, man, on Tuesdays,
Yeah.
because that's their weakest day.
Okay.
That's right.
This is like a very small, petty thing that irritated me. Is the title is Mad Max. So where is a guy? Like, where's the Max in this? But I'm being really literal. So I'm curious, did the original like Mad Max 1, 2, and 3, is that the same director?
Yeah, he created Mad Max.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, then I definitely have to watch. I really now after watching Furiosa, I'm thinking, dude, I just gotta watch the classic 1, 2, and 3. I have to do this.
Yeah, the first one is called Road Warrior, not Mad Max.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, and that was just a movie put out there for the shock and thunder and gore.
Yeah.
But it came out at the right time, because that's what people wanted to see. They wanted to see more of that stuff on film, which
Mm.
wasn't quite all that happening then. A lot of censorship was going on, being talked about during that time too.
Then we got
You know,
Tina
last night I
Turner.
was looking at this French director that I really like, and he did the movie Amélie.
Yeah,
Amelita.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's the only movie I watched Children of the Lost City, and he did Delicatessen, and then Amélie, and I kept praying that he's still alive in my brain. Like I always think about him once in a while. I was like, that guy better be alive and make movies, but he doesn't really.
He
has this-
did. He did one on Netflix. It's like they live in it's like a futuristic 1950s looking feel like retirement community.
Okay.
It was something weird like that, but it's on Netflix. I
Okay,
can
cool.
send it to you, but I never watched it because I was like, this looks too like out there
Okay.
to me.
I mean, he's
But
always
yeah.
been out there. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah, but the only movie that I don't want to watch from him is that the Delicatessen,
Yeah.
because it's like about the butcher apocalypse, post-apocalypse. I think they do like a lot of cannibalism or something.
Yeah.
And the reason why he became popular was he gained notoriety, or anybody, the whole world to even notice him was doing that topic, that black comedy type of weird topic. And then he kind of branched out doing more sedate things, which I actually like about him. So yeah, I'm glad that when I was researching last night that he's still alive and he's making movies, albeit not as much, but still. So yeah, definitely want to check out that thing that you told me about, though. Thank you, Sean.
No problem.
What else? What other good movies are out there now that you guys have seen? Nobody's seen anything?
Yes, I haven't had time to go to movie theaters anymore, which is really sad.
Or just TV show or something you watched.
Or no? Okay, nobody's seen Ghostbusters.
No, I haven't been to the movies in a while. Little one.
The
If you guys
last
want
time
to talk about Paw Patrol, hey, let me know.
Oh, there's also Bluey. Do you ever watch Bluey?
Oh yeah, Bluey. I'm hooked on Bluey. That's fantastic.
What's that?
It's another kids show that's really popular among kids and adults.
Mm-hmm.
And mostly because it's the reason why it's really popular with adults is because there's a lot of pop culture reference throws adult in there on some of the episodes, but also there's jokes in there that only adults know but kids don't.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's one of those shows where like when the kids fall asleep, you keep on watching it because it's really good for a kids show.
And
Like
plus,
you'll see. I'm sorry.
yeah,
go ahead.
plus it does a really good representation of like how dads should treat their kids. Like,
Yeah.
I'd like to see some of the other ones, like the Ghostbusters, what was the other one? Godzilla and versus Kong.
Ah,
Oh, there's that. That Godzilla? What is it? -1?
Yeah, that one came out last year. That was I actually did like that one.
That was really good. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that was a excellent storytelling. I felt.
Mm-hmm.
oh,
And
somebody.
Godzilla had no talking parts.
Less lines than anything.
Yeah.
No.
That's
when
good.
the star doesn't have to talk and tells a good movie, you know it's got to be good.
You know it's good. Somebody told me to watch Baby Deer or something. Baby Deer.
Maybe
Was it?
Oh yeah, that stalker show.
Oh,
yeah,
I gotta watch that then.
it's
Guys.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
Hey Stevie, you haven't missed much here either. We're just shooting the breeze, kind of a slow, chill night. Taking it easy. Hope you're doing good.
Outer
Sorry
Range.
about your game.
I started watching the second season of Outer Range, and
Oh, is that it?
yeah, it's like
I wanted to see. Okay, good. I got
yeah.
something.
The first season is really good, and now they
Yeah.
just came out with the second season, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man.
Yeah,
This is
I like the
starting
first
off
one,
juicy.
so I can't wait to watch the second
Really?
one now.
It was bad. That's the one with
Josh Brolin.
Yellowstone Park kind of area, isn't it? Where there's a hole in the
Yep.
ranch, the
Yep.
black hole thing.
Yep.
Yep.
Dude, it got
I want to know. I want to know what that's about.
no. It's like a portal to.
It's kind of like an
time.
ancient alien thing.
No, it's not, Mel. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Don't
I'm
lie to
sorry.
me.
Like this season, there's like a goo or like black oily stuff that has time properties, and people are starting to take advantage of it, and it's getting like, I think I saw like one dude like almost looked like he's possessed by it and stuff. I was like, this looks dope. I think the first season was sort of like the introduction, right? The slow burn.
Yeah,
These are the
that was slow burn intro. They give you that ending, and you kind of see that. Okay, these two places are very, very similar. I don't want to give it away, but
yeah. So there's that one, and then
What is this? What channel is this? What streaming?
this is Amazon. This is
Amazon.
Oh, it's okay. Amazon. Okay, I mixed the two up. I said it was Netflix, but yeah, Amazon.
Amazonians. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's
So
really good?
anybody watch that J-Lo flick that's on Netflix?
J-Lo?
I haven't.
Yeah,
No.
the
Atlas.
really JD.
All the single girls. What?
It's a sci-fi movie that's on Netflix. He's saying it was so bad. That's probably why I haven't heard anybody talk about it.
Yeah. Maybe that's why her and Ben Affleck broke up. He was like, "This is going to be a great opportunity," and then she's like, "No one cares, Ben. I'm out of here."
Yeah. Well,
whatever.
anyway, hold that thought. We'll be right back after this commercial. We'll get caught up on the auction board, and we will do the giveaway, and we'll give you more information on what's coming down the road. Right? See you in a bit.
We know you probably get a lot of emails, but could you please make sure to sign up for our mailing list? We don't send a lot of emails, and we try not to bother you. We just want to give you the best information about all the cool stuff that's going on around here. Sign up on our website, theexplive.com.
Ask your local comic shop to add Battle Quest comics to your pull list today. To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise. A promise of adventure. A promise of excitement. A promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey. And behind every page, there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
By this time in our journey, we had been on the trail of a very elusive creature for about 96 hours. But all the hard work is about to pay off. Oh, crikey, there she is. Oh, by the markings, I'd say this one's at least a 9.8. Oh, she's a real beauty. A true mint copy. Oh, this one will make a fine slab on anyone's display wall. Oh, she's a feisty one, though. Look out, look out!
Mint Hunter Comics is the place to find that mint comic you've been searching for. Mint Hunter Comics, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, part of the experience.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks again for joining us today on SketchUp with Mog and Mel. And if you haven't yet, put in # Mel into the comments, and that'll qualify you for the free drawings that we're going to be giving away later on in a few minutes. Let's go around the board and let's take a look at what everybody has. And let's see if we can get you guys to bid on these beautiful pieces. Mog Park has the Wolverine she's been working on. Looking pretty good right now.
Thank you.
And we are looking for an opening bid of $50 on that. So if you want to place a bid on that, go ahead and put that into the comments. And Connie, who's working on a cable, chibi cable there, and oh, she's got the colors going in there. Right? She is looking for an opening bid of $40 on that. That is cheap. Don't let that go by tonight. Okay. Next up, we have Vic doing an awesome Walking Dead. Well, this guy isn't exactly walking. He's kind of crawling right now. But we're looking for an opening bid of $50 on that. Right? If you are inclined.
You're walking down.
This piece should not walk out of here without one of your bids. And then last but not least, Sean coming in with his Space Girl on the Space Doohickey. Doing
So
this old,
beautiful.
kind of reminds me of the old sci-fi comics that we would see, like around like Flash Gordon or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, sexy. You got a sexy girl on a piece of machine there.
Yeah. It's like his two favorite loves. Machine, sexy girls.
Mel's favorite loves?
No, yours.
I'm not really into machines that much. I don't. Annie does a lot of the driving. I'm just going to be honest.
Well, you're cursed.
I am.
You're cursed being good at it. So
Yeah.
you're cursed.
Oh yeah, let's go over. Let's see. You guys had some sale items, right? Yeah, Sean. Let's show yours.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
great. So we got this pretty in pink here. Is that reflective?
Pretty in pink.
Too much?
I
Okay.
really like
It
that.
can go well with the Space Girl there.
Yeah, that
So
one's 100.
Okay.
This one, I don't remember what I called it, but it's 200. Let's just call it Horn Air Girl.
Horny girl.
Okay, we can do that too. Sure, why not? Let me get this.
Oh, she's got horns.
All right, and then we have Lady Hellbender in pencil,
Another girl.
right? And this is from Marvel. If you guys are familiar with Lady Hellbender, she's got Fing Fang Foom right here, and then one of her monster people, and then
There you go.
Little stuff.
Nice. Very
And
good
then,
pieces. If you want any of those, just go ahead and put that into the comments.
And this oil
And,
painting for 400.
400 for the 3-eye girl.
Yeah, well, just go like third eye
Third eye
blind.
girl.
whatever.
Third eye blind. Okay.
There you go.
And Vic, you had a Venom piece, right?
Oh yeah, let me get that back up.
Yeah, let's see that Venom piece.
Yeah, let me take it out so it doesn't reflect. I also had this one.
Boom! Look at that. And you were looking for how much?
60.
80?
Hmm.
How much?
60.
60. There you go. 60 bucks for that Venom. That is cheap. Okay. This is Vic's first time on the show, too. Same thing with Connie. First time on the show as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot to show you about our. I actually brought the plush. That's me.
Oh, yeah. Let's see some of the products that Connie carries around to the shows.
Nice.
So this is our plush, our official mascot, Hyde the Hermit Crab. And
Kind of looks like Dallas, right?
not really. I mean, he gets mistaken as Mazoy Crab. That's what a lot of people think so because of the mustache and everything. So what's so special about him is that the reason he's part of the show is because I should have put supplies on him, but he has pockets on his shell, so he'll be our motivator to keep your creativity going. But yeah, these are like one of our merch that we have on our roster, and then like the shirt I'm wearing is actually a collaboration between me and Dallas as well. It's like a tiki apparel shirts that we do specialize in selling as well.
Nice. Okay. And have you guys put in # EXP Mel? We'll be doing that giveaway shortly. And what I was able to pull out of my box here, I don't know if you're going to be able to see all of this. Oh, yeah, you can. This is a Superman poster from 2001. And I'm not sure who the artist is, but we'll figure that out in a bit. So I'll be giving this away tonight. I actually have a bunch of these. I think these were like posters given to the retailers at one point. I pulled that out of my inventory stash of when I used to have a couple retail stores. Yeah. Okay. All right. So what else have we got going on here? Okay. Yeah. Vic, if people want to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
Facebook, Instagram. They can just look up Vic Medina or Art of Victor Medina. That's usually where they can find me.
Are you putting yourself out to try and find gigs? If anybody wants
yeah, that's, we were talking about the cons earlier, and that's what I've been mostly doing is going out there to try to like find a company to do some work with. I've been doing covers for people in indie.
In the indie,
yeah. I've done stuff for like Worthy Chaos Redemption. I do covers for that book a lot. Path of the Pale Rider.
Yeah, that's Carissa Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just did a cover for her. She hasn't shown it yet, but I think she's going to do it soon.
Okay.
So I'm doing cover work, but I would love to get on a book, like do things more regularly.
Yeah. That's the thing. You can hook it up regularly.
Yeah, it's hard to find a place, or like at the conventions out here. A lot of the companies aren't going to anymore. So
yeah. So that's why even for us, it's not that I haven't really tried to go for the big companies because we seem to be doing better with the independent market.
Yeah.
And it does take a while, but even, I'm still trying to get more work for us for Mog. And right now she's like a regular cover artist on 3 books, and then interior sequential pages. She's doing that for like 2 books. But those contracts too are they're not forever. So, hopefully they'll keep us when the contracts are going to end. So it's something that's constantly you got to work at. And that's the part of the characteristics of of being a freelance artist or illustrator. You're
Well,
constantly
so
looking for the gigs.
I had stepped away from comics for a little while.
Mhm.
Like life things happen. I'd stepped
Right.
away, and then when I came back and talking to people like, all right, well, how do I break in now? And when I was younger, you would go to the show and every editor was there, every
Yeah.
company was there because they were trying to,
Right.
sell to everybody. But now
They're trying to find a new
you have to-
talent.
Yeah, now it's all like, oh, you got to go online and do this and do that. And I'm like, it's totally different than when I used to
Yeah.
do it years ago.
Right.
So going back,
Yeah. Now it's more like you have to wait for them to come to you. Um, they want to see you do work for like the small independent companies, so that way you understand the routine that's involved. You know how important deadlines are. You understand the process, all that, right? So that way, by the time you go to work for these other companies, whether it's Dynamite, Boom, or whoever, okay, you have that knowledge already, and they don't have to explain that to you. Right? So it's almost like you got to go into this. I call it like the triple A's, like in baseball. You got to go into that league first before you get bumped up to the majors. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of like that, and you can find some. Like I think who was it? God, there's one company that is taking submissions, but I don't know how well they go through it all.
Yeah.
And you can find some, like, so was that at LA Comic Con, Marvel had an open submission there. And then at WonderCon, DC had an open submission there. And so
you did? Oh, I
you
didn't see
you got every time you're doing a con and you're going to it, check to see what submissions or who's going to be there to take his submissions and hand that in, and definitely do your homework first. That way you understand, because each company is different as to how you want to set your submission up and what they want to see, right?
Yeah.
And don't go over what they ask. A lot of people will make that mistake. If they say they only want to send they only want to see 3 pages, don't send them 6. People start sending 6, 12 pages. No, because they can tell very easily what skills you have by just looking at those 3 pages. So that's why it becomes very important that the pages that you do submit, the artwork that you do submit, hits all the keys that they're looking for, right? If you don't, and that's where you need to do your homework, is to find out what they are looking for.
Yeah, and I didn't know either, because like when I would go before, I was only taking line art, and now that I color, I was taking both. So I was taking my line art and color. So I was like, I don't know how to put together a portfolio with both of them, because I've never seen anybody do that. I know people do it, but I've never seen anybody. So I was like, how do I do this?
Yeah, you have to decide on what is it that you want to do. Okay, so if you want to be a colorist, you're going to submit pages that are colored by you. If it's pencils, then that's what you want to do, is submit pencils. If it's an inker, submit ink pages. If you submit a mix of like colors, inks, and all that, then you're confusing them as to what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that you got to decide on, and and sometimes again you need to understand what they're looking for in their submission. Sometimes they will want the whole package. They want to see pencils, inked, and colors. They want to see that you can do it all. Okay. So in that sense, it might be good to hand in, like a pencil page, and then another one that shows it ink, and another one that shows it color, so that way they can see.
That's what I ended up doing.
process.
I ended up splitting it in half. So like I went line work first, and then I was like, here's some colors, and it wasn't just my artwork colored. It was I took colored pieces, like I colored some Greg Capullo and some Eric Larson.
Yeah, and that's absolutely fine. Yeah, if that's what you're going for, is for a colorist.
Yeah. So each one I got was different. They were like, you can do both, but I think I'll take you as a line artist, or this one's like, I'll take you as color. And I'm talking with Skybound, and he was like, you should just stick to covers, because I had some covers in there.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I was like, it was just everybody was different.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. So that's why you need to know what you want, and then you need to know what the company is looking for, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people will do like pinup and thinking, oh, this is a great pinup, But then when you talk to the companies, they'll tell everybody does pinup.
Yeah.
They want to see more stuff than that. They want to see that you can draw background and not just the plants and the leaves. They want to see you draw a city. They want to see you draw ships. If you're or in like some kind of space scene like Star Trek or Star Wars or something like that. They want to see that
Yeah,
you can
I had
draw all the elements, or at least a lot of elements that you can do to help tell the story. Because those
I
are
had sequentials. I had done like a Wolverine Predator sequentials, and I was like, I'm going to color this one too, and then just throw it in there.
Yeah.
And that's the one that actually, I'm glad I did it, because that's the one that I ended up getting the most attention for. Even though I've colored Great Capullo and stuff like that, they liked the colored piece I did on my own artwork the most.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. I'm glad I did that, because I wasn't going to throw it in there.
Have you ever had a, how sometimes like motivation is an amazing thing and it comes all in different packages in life? And I'm not just talking about in the art area. Have you ever had like a bad, somebody really came down on you hard for something or insulted you? No, I'm not talking just in art. Like maybe it even can be cooking or how you clean the house. And then somehow that became your mission say, I am not going to be like that. And you became so good at it because of that negative feedback. Have you ever had that?
I've actually had it with artwork. Like I used to get ripped apart on my art often. And that's why I stepped away. I was like, let me step away, because I think I need to learn some stuff instead of trying to keep coming over and over again. And I got so much I need to learn. But when I stepped away, I ended up doing photography. So I did pinup photography for about 2 years. And I did that because I was like, man, I don't know if I'm good enough for this artwork. And doing pinup photography was the best thing I could have done, because now I understood shapes, like how to frame a figure.
Yeah. Right.
I was doing pinups. So I was like, this is for the model to have really clean lines and look great. She has to pose a certain way. And I took all of that I learned into my artwork. I was working with a makeup artist, and she taught me even more color theory than I had ever learned before, because skin tones, colors of clothing, all of that. And I took all that in when I came back to drawing again. And I saw a huge jump in my artwork, because I was taking into account all the other things that I had learned doing something else. All because I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be good enough here. And then I came back and I was like, wow, I learned stuff where I didn't think I was going to learn.
Fantastic.
Anything. Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. So we're running a little bit on time here. Let's go ahead and do the giveaway for the Superman poster, JD. And good luck to our winner here. And you've got about 3 more minutes to place any bids you'd like on any of the pieces. Lorena, congratulations, girl. You are tonight's winner for the Superman poster.
Yay, Lorena!
Fill out that magic form. Yay. And that way I know where to send that to. Okay. And you've got 2 more minutes to place out any bids. Join us next week. We've got a big show next week. It's an episode that I've been wanting to do for a while, Ancient Aliens. So
I think
we've got what's that?
I think Mog's going to work on a Predator then.
Yeah, or yeah, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But next week we have for this special episode, we've got a pretty good crew coming back here. Sean will be there. Fung Fung will be joining us. We've got Connie Jolitz and Drew Gutierrez from Hawaii that will be joining us as well. Granta C from Colombia will be here too. And we also have Bill Mouse, Drew Moss, John Stidsman, and Trish Forstner will also be here. So we'll be talking about aliens while they draw aliens from the comic book world. So hopefully you'll be able to join us for that. And then the week after that, Mog and I take off again to go do Heroes Con. But Sean will be here hosting the show with his Ink and Draw crew.
Yeah,
So,
Ink and Drink. It's going to be crazy.
Ink and Drink. There you go.
Yeah.
Right. So make sure you join us for the next 2 weeks. We've got a pretty good lineup going there. And we've got 1 more minute left here. And let me get back into the regular comments so I can see what everybody is saying there. Did my bug bid? Stevie B. Okay, 55 on Mog. Okay, got that. For
Thank you.
okay. Yeah, so Stevie, yeah, we saw your bid of 50, and now Bryce Smith has that for 55. And we are close to going off.
Anyway, Sean, like, did George Miller do any other movie that's noticeable besides Mad Max?
Happy Feet.
Are you
Really?
Yeah, he directed Happy Feet.
Really? That
People
was
love
his?
That movie.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, people love Happy Feet.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, I mean, he's Australian, and I think his name's in it. So Hugh Jackman, and then the lady that used to be married to Tom Cruise, she's in it.
Yeah.
And she's
That's
also
right.
Australian.
Yeah.
And they're in the movie. They're also in the movie Australia, which I don't know if that's directed by George Miller, but I like Australia, the movie.
Yeah. That movie was pretty good. I like that too.
Yeah.
Loosely based on the true story. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining us again this evening.
Wait, Mel, there's still bids coming. There's still like we should extend this at least 4 to 5 minutes.
I can't do that,
8:56.
Mog. That's not something I can control. Okay.
Well, I mean, we still have 4 minutes.
No, we don't. All right, the show ends at 8:55. Okay.
Don't we stop at 9?
No, we stop at 8:55, and we're already at 8:56.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
Okay.
Love you guys.
Babe. Okay. Thanks again, you guys. See you guys next week. Hopefully you can join us. All right. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
What do you call the place on Spider-Man's wrists where the webs come out? His website. I hate myself for writing that joke, but you'd make me feel so much better if you just visited our website. We have links to our merch, new release lists, all the show info, and so much more. TheEXPLive.com.